Start. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Felix Dei project, the channel where we just say no to Minecraft playthroughs and do zero iPhone giveaways. Um, I'm joined again tonight by my creative partner, bandmate, collaborator, friend, Chantelle. And yeah, hi, Chantelle.
Hello.
The format of tonight's video is actually the brainchild of Chantal, and what we have done is something quite cool and novel, I hope, and that is we've each chosen two songs that have some sort of personal intrinsic meaning to us, and we're going to talk about those songs, what they are, and why they are so meaningful to us. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. Chantal, you are the originator of this concept. I'll let you go first with your first song, and then I'll do one, and then you do one, then I'll do my last one.
Okay, that sounds fair.
Yeah. So go for it. Be as elaborate or as I guess summative as you want to be.
Okay, so the first song on my list for
Yes.
tonight is a song by Sick Puppies called "You're Going Down." I don't know.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know if you've
Interesting.
heard that one before.
So I'm familiar with sick puppies in as much as I know of their existence. I know they're quite an influential band. I'm not sure what genre. I want to say maybe like no, I'm not even gonna guess. But I
No.
know no, I don't know any of their music, so you'll have to educate me a bit.
Okay, so go listen to the song and listen to the
Yeah.
words. So for me, how I connect with it is through a lot of my younger years. I would say primary school, I was bullied a lot, like
Right,
badly.
right.
And I always felt very bad about myself and like realizing now why bullies are the way they are. I think I
Right.
still carry a lot of that resentment with me.
Yes.
And the song is, I don't know if that's how they meant it, but that's how I
Sure.
took it,
Yeah.
is um basically that you're the one going down, not me. And things have changed since that time. So I'm the strong one now, you're the weak one now.
I love that. I love that. And it's um quite on point, because fuck bullies, obviously in every aspect of life, whether you are,
Absolutely.
at school or you're an adult, in whichever environment you're, if you're being bullied, they are the ones going down.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And I think from when I went from primary school to high school is
Yeah.
basically when a lot changed for me. I'm not proud of it, but I remember throwing the one bully that I had
Hmm.
went to high school with me, and I still remember that first day when I saw her again. I'm like, oh God, here we go
Yes.
again for the rest of my life, you know?
Yeah,
Um, and it brings on a lot of anxiety
for
because you're like,
sure.
now it's a bigger format. They've got all these friends from other schools.
Sure.
So you're scared shitless, you
Of
know?
course.
And the one day we were in class and she pulled out a chair under me and I actually fell to the floor.
Okay.
So I took the chair and I flung it at her. And that was the moment I was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah.
So that's why that song resonates with me. It was that transition between I was never the one that was going to go down. You are.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant, and I think that's a good message, because I think people who have not been victims of a bully or of bullies, they don't realize that it is such a freaking devastating thing. It colors your entire life. It causes so much fucking fear and trauma and anxiety that you don't deserve to go through. And some people, unfortunately, they never grow out of being bullies. They just continue on that. But it comes obviously from a place of just being completely fucking insecure and small inside.
Absolutely. I
That's
know that
my
now, but I
yeah.
mean,
Well, as a kid, one doesn't have that context, that
no.
social understanding.
And you're made to feel like something's wrong with you. Meantime,
Precisely.
yeah,
Precisely. And now, as adults and as metalheads, we embrace that otherness and being different and know that we're actually part of this fucking beautiful community, that have probably all gone through that shit for being weird and for being fucking different.
yep.
Cool. All right. Well, I will to prevent us or to avoid us getting copyright struck, I will link to that song in the description. If any of you guys watching it, if it has any special significance to you, if you want to talk about it, please leave a comment. We'd appreciate it. And yeah, feel free to educate me further. um, all right. Would you like me to go on to my first song?
Yep, your turn.
Okay. So this is gonna come out of left field. It's gonna be very surprising. I think both of the songs I chose are gonna be very surprising to you that I selected, but I obviously I chose them for a reason. And so the first song I chose is called Brightest Brief by the Afrikaans musician and songwriter Jan Blom. Now, Jan Blom's been around for a while. He's been like a full-time musician, mostly in like rock and blues sort of environment since about 2003. He started learning, he went to music and piano classes at the age of 7. He was born in Kroonstad. Then after school, went to the military, to the Air Force for a bit, came out and became a full-time songwriter and sound engineer. Jan Blom actually is not his real name, but the reason that he chose that name is because he was, or he is rather, he's still very much alive at 46 years old, um, is because he is a lifelong lover and fan of the celebrated South African poet Breiten Breitenbach. So Jan Blom without the H, Blom, was an alias or a pseudonym that Breitenbach used back in the day. So the song by Jan Blom, Breitense Brief, obviously overtly an homage, a tribute to the poet and the writer that he loves so much. But if you had to read the lyrics, it's very clear, or the way that I decode it, the way that I interpret it, it's a song about addiction and recovery. The lines that I just always stick with me and that I sort of listen after every fuck up that I make in my life, which there are legion. The lyrics go, and I will translate afterwards. The lyrics go, Daar's 'n dors in die tyd waar die Kaapse wind suid kom lê in my arms, ek het alles weggesmy. So to translate very crudely, it's something like there's a thirst in time, the Cape's wind blows south, come lay in my arms, I've thrown everything away. Just very poignant, very powerful lyrics. And there's another part where he sings, neem my ver weg van jou en Jazz Cafe se Omo. So take me far away from you and Jazz Cafe's Omo. So for our viewers who are not South Africans, Jazz Cafe was just sort of a popular night spot, I guess. Omo is a very popular South African laundry detergent that comes in the form of white powder. So obviously he was using the metaphor Jazz Cafe's Omo to refer to cocaine. Um, so yeah, it's an incredibly powerful song. It's very sad. I mean, I think he's more or less recovered, at least, or he's in recovery. You never truly recovered as a drug addict, but yeah, it's just a beautiful, beautiful melancholy song study in sort of raw emotion. So yeah, that's my first pick.
I'm definitely gonna listen to that one.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and I will also link it in the description.
Awesome.
So with that, back to you for your second and last pick.
Okay, so the next one for me is Gateways by Dimmu Borgir.
Oh, wow. That is one I'm intimately familiar with. I know it well. I know the video. I know the album. Yes. Okay. So tell me why that's an interesting pick.
Yes. So for me, I've always been a believer that you create your own happiness.
Yes.
You're in charge of your life. You're in charge of what you can control. You can control yourself. You can control. So the law of attraction, basically,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
if you take it like that.
Yeah.
So there's that piece in the song that's be the giver or the taker.
Yeah. Be the healer or the undertaker.
The
Be
so
the,
the
yeah,
keys are in your hands.
hands.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So whenever I feel like I'm losing control, I
Yeah.
always go back to that to remember that there are things I can control in my own life
Mm.
to make it better, to take charge of my own world and my own life and my own mind.
Right. And I think you are decoding the song quite accurately. I do think that's what it's about. I think, my dad always used to say you're the author of your own destiny. And I think that comes through in that song. And I think that is a very, I don't know if I want to call Dimmu Borgir black metal so much anymore. They are sort of like symphonic black metal, but whatever though, that doesn't matter. But it's a very black metal sort of philosophy that, being in control of your destiny and being almost like your own god, it
Yes.
is a very, very black metal thing. So yeah, but brilliant song. I still listen to it often. It was a good album, Abra. So yeah.
And I think it's the truth for a lot of us
Yeah.
metalheads or alternative people. We
Yeah.
are we are the rebels.
Hmm. Absolutely.
We don't like being controlled. We don't
No.
like being told how to live.
Yeah, it's
We
it's about, I always tell people like freedom is something I hold in the highest regard.
yes.
It's all about fucking freedom. And if that comes down to like, some people equate that, I guess, with maybe like LaVey and Satanism and things like that, which is fine. It remains a fact that
It
freedom
is.
is great. Charl Maynard, freedom is great. Brilliant words.
So yeah, that was my second song. But two
Cool.
very broad or
Yeah, but
far
that's
away
all.
from each other, but
But that's awesome. That's what I like. The sort of the eclectic choice there. Okay, so for my second loss, and I think it's also going to surprise you. Well, let me preface by saying, and I was telling you before we started recording, I was going to choose a song by the Swedish black metal band Shining. I don't know if you know them. You know
yes, I
them.
do. Yes.
Yes. So yeah, cool band. I mean, I like them. There's a particular song, and I'm not going to try say the name in Swedish now, but it comes down to "No Bridges Left to Burn." But the singer Nicholas Farforth just sort of sings about how he is perpetually anxious and depressed and full of self-doubt and self-hatred. And the way that he sings, he's got a very sort of agonized voice, like very desperate sort of voice. So I was going to choose that song, but I did not know all that much about Varforth or the band. So I read up a bit, and he is he is a bit of an edge lord. He is known for these very extreme on-stage antics, like he's some sort of black metal version of G.G. Allen. But apart from that, he is very vocal in his support of things like committing self-harm, committing suicide. He supports it 100%, and he takes great pride in the fact knowing that his music contributes to people unaliving themselves. And I just felt, I can't get beyond that.
No.
I think if you have a platform and you have an audience, you should try to be a force of good, um, and not,
Yeah. That's not what
but
we're trying to
yeah,
aim
that's
for
the
here.
complete opposite. That's the complete opposite. So, but in reality, I think he's probably just a bit of an edge lord. But anyway, so the song I did end up choosing, again, gonna come out of left field, is a song called How to Disappear Completely by the British rock band Radiohead.
Okay.
Um, so, yeah, obviously, Radiohead needs no fucking introduction. Everybody knows Creep, everybody knows Karma Police. How to Disappear Completely is maybe a bit of a deeper cut, one that's not so well known, but by the people who do know it, I mean, they're big fans like me. But again, a lot of the lyrics, uh, the fluff around the chorus is typical Radiohead schizophrenic lyrics drawn from a hat kind of thing. But the chorus goes, I'm not here, this isn't happening. And I've always sort of interpreted it as, dissociating. And maybe as someone living with anxiety yourself, maybe you can relate. Sometimes I go into such a state of anxiety that I just like disconnect. It's like I'm not there. I'm like, I'm outside of my body.
Yeah.
So that's what the song means, man. Obviously, Tom York delivers it in such a haunting way. He's got a very unique voice. He can hit quite high notes, and the soundscape is very atmospheric and very uh yeah, suppose just very mesmerizing. So yeah,
I like that. I like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would also recommend you give it a listen. I will link in the description. And yeah, I think a cool exercise for everybody watching would be to comment your own songs, what they mean to you, why they like them. I mean, if it's fucking Ice Ice Baby and that resonates with you and that marked an important chapter in your life, we're here for it. This is really a place of no judgment. I mean,
Yeah. I'm sure
look at
we've got
us.
some weird ass songs
Yeah,
that we relate to.
definitely. I listen to something weird and out of left field pretty much every day, and I think myself, fuck, am I really listening to, It's a Long Way to Tipperary or freaking Oh Danny Boy or whatever. And it
And
happens.
yeah, like the other day I played you Time Warp,
Yes,
and
yes.
that
Which is
song, like, I don't know, it just makes me happy.
it does. But I mean, Rocky Horror Picture Show, I mean, it's just it's the ultimate camp cult classic. There's so much fucking lore as well about that movie. The guy who played Riff Raff, the handyman or whatever, he
Yes.
went on to voice Ferb's dad in Phineas and Ferb. you know,
Okay.
yeah. And then obviously Tim Curry, he's just a god. He's amazing, always.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I definitely enjoyed this format. I think it's
Yeah.
something we should maybe make like an institution. Well, I don't think we'll ever run out of songs that are, like you said, you had like a whole uh, list that you had to scale down and pick from.
Yes. But
So,
there's more. There's
yes,
there's much more.
yes, there's much more. And then in closing, also, Chantal has just finished working on her first song. And it's amazing, and I am committed to releasing it as a single before the end of the year. So, Chantal, tell us a little bit about
Oh, I was
it.
actually it came about while I was, because we planned all of this with the songs.
Yes, yes,
I was listening to my liked
yeah,
video, what do you call it? Liked albums
yeah,
o-
yeah,
on YouTube Music, trying to find the songs I want to talk about.
yeah.
And then I was like, why don't I try write something? I was quite inspired by you,
Thank
and I
you.
was like, let me just try. So
Yes.
I just tried it, and I felt like I've always had this idea that, this routine we're in as
Hmm.
human beings. You go
Yeah,
to sleep, you go to work, you work your
yeah, yeah.
ass off, you're not appreciated.
Yes,
Um, you come home, you're tired. See,
yeah,
we're not really living, you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. For sure, it's the fucking rat race.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So And why do we do it? Why do we
Yeah.
keep doing it to ourselves? So
Yeah.
that's what inspired me to write those words.
Yeah. No, I think it's something that'll resonate with, most people who
Yeah.
are doing the 9 to 5 grind and living from fucking paycheck to paycheck, getting fucking eating shit from people and just towing the line.
And I've actually heard, like our generation, I've heard a podcast. I
Oh,
was
yes.
listening to a podcast that says our generation is one of the generation that struggles the most with anxiety and
Yeah.
depression.
I can believe it.
And a reason for it, if you think our parents used to have this white picket fence life, quite kind of
Mm,
like you have to go to school, go to
mm.
university, find a job, buy a house, have the
Yeah.
kids,
Yeah.
So we were raised in that.
Yeah.
Now the younger people are working online as influencers, they work
Yes.
remotely, there's technology that can do stuff. So we're still stuck in the middle
Yeah.
of that transition and
Yeah.
living like our parents did, where you have to work for a company,
Yeah.
that's the way to do it,
Yes.
is not working anymore. But
Yeah.
we're mentally still stuck in we have to do that.
Yes. Yes. Correct. We are in we're in this weird.
A- And we're
Weird.
getting nowhere.
No, we're getting nowhere. We're in this weird sort of limbo, purgatory, liminal space, and
Yes.
it is anxiety inducing.
So we
So
want to get out, but we don't know
yeah,
how.
we don't know how, and we don't necessarily, I guess the social tools necessarily to do it
No.
always. So yeah, but yeah, it's been a great show, and thank you so much for everyone that watched. Please like, subscribe, comment. We'd love to read your comments. To everyone being fucking bullied out there, speak up. There's always help. If you're struggling with anything, there's help. Reach out. You are worth it. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next video.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye
Bye.
bye.